help them relocate. The Red Cross specializes just in disasters. We have no money for rent and utilities. We don't help with clothing. Salvation Army provides them with clothing, furniture, that sort of thing.
Right.
Now, we're partners with those organizations, and we refer our clients to, Salvation Army, the Goodwill, the Christian Appalachian Project.
Very good.
Very good organizations.
Yes.
Each one has their own specialty. All we do is immediate temporary relief. We try to get to them, the instant that they've experienced the disaster,
right,
and then hold them over for a few days until these other organizations can help them.
Well, that is so compassionate, and it's so loving to help your brothers and sisters and your neighbors and your friends that are in need, because these are trying times that we're living in anyway.
Yes.
And when somebody suffers a loss or a devastation, they're got that feeling they're at the end of the rope. But then the American Red Cross comes along, people that love and care for people come along and say, what can we do to help? It's just phenomenal.
It is. A disaster is overwhelming.
Right.
Whether it's a small disaster or a larger disaster like the floods that we had in Knox County and Bell County.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, it's overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times just having someone there to talk and explain, what we can do and how we can get through this together,
right,
means everything.
Now tell me, Coy, how long have you been with the American Red Cross?
A little under 2 years.
So rewarding.
And by far the best job I've ever had.
Oh, good.
It's unfortunate. I meet a lot of wonderful people, but under the worst circumstances imaginable.
Right.
I never get to just meet people without a disaster being involved, unfortunately.
Say our viewing audience right now, watching by the way of TV and listening by the way of radio, how can people in the community get behind the American Red Cross, support them, and even maybe volunteer to be?
Oh, we need volunteers.
To help.
We need volunteers. I cover 12 counties.
Okay.
And it runs me constantly, day, night, weekends. I have no time off. To help with that, I need volunteers that are willing to meet with families, provide assistance. Okay. Volunteers that would work in a shelter in the event of a disaster. Mm-hmm. Volunteers that want to do public information. Okay. It's limitless jobs.
What's the
steps? And we have training for each of those. The steps are very simple. You can call my office at 878-6333. Okay. I'll provide a registration form. Now, the Red Cross has a strict policy. Okay. No one will work with Red Cross clients, whether it's in a shelter or a single family situation, unless they have a Red Cross background check. Okay. No exceptions. Even in the time of a disaster, people want to help that have not registered with the Red Cross. We team those individuals up with a registered Red Cross volunteer. We always have the people who are not registered with a registered volunteer.
Exactly. Well, you see so many things. You hear it on the news and you watch it on local television about disasters, storms, floods, just like Knox County and Barberville, how that people lost their homes. The water was covering them over. And it's so wonderful that we can count on people that will get involved and take action, and instead of just saying, well, we'll see what we can do. You get on the scene.
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. The day the flood started, it literally started in Knox County first. Right. And we were there by noon the day of the flood. Oh. We had a shelter open in Knox County that night, and we opened a shelter in Bell County the same evening.
Oh, that's so good.
And we had volunteers coming from Lexington, Danville, Moorhead, all over the region to help with that situation.
Well, wintertime coming up, you can't predict the weather, but we've had some pretty major winters in the past. Like the ice and the power lines would go down and cause people's houses to burn. And I'm sure that you'd be right on the scene even in the wintertime.
Yeah, it's a busy season for us, and it's already started. When the weather gets cold and people turn their heating systems on, a lot of times it causes problems.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the past year I've worked a little bit under 100 single-family disasters, most of which were fires, most of which were electrical fires. So people, before they turn on that electrical system, need to have it checked, or they need to move stuff away from the heating vents, move stuff away from their space heaters. They need to do a little bit of planning to prevent those fires.
And especially, you know, Christmas lights, people string their
Christmas lights, exactly. The pets get involved. And a lot of times it can be a simple fix by just using a surge protector.
Right.
Plug those Christmas lights into a surge protector. Plug the space heater into a surge protector. Then plug the surge protector into the wall. Something as simple and inexpensive as a $3 surge protector could save their home from burning.
Oh, and I'm sure that you've seen experienced many things and seen many families